Willkommen to my very first attempt at a first impression of a video game. I am the Weird German, and today I will present you Divinity Original Sin, which I have here as a Steam Early Access build. The full game will be released tomorrow on the 30th of June 2014. And let's have a look if this game is worth your time. So, let's first of all have a look at the options menu, shall we? Alright, video options. We have different resolutions, which is, well, standard. We have a fake full screen mode, a normal full screen mode and a windowed mode, so borderless full screen is also there. We can enable VSync and frame cap, which I believe was added for notebooks to not consume too much power. We can set the frame cap to anywhere between 10 and 120 frames. I will keep it at 60 for this video. And, well, gamma correction, quality presets. Let's actually scroll down a bit. We can see more in this menu. So, model quality, we have different things to choose from there. Texture filtering, shadows, light shadows, shadow quality, anti-aliasing. Not too much options here, but I would say it is enough for this game. Let's apply that and go back to the controls. You can actually rebind most of the keys, and actually they have added this was not rebindable in previous versions, I believe. Now you can actually rebind every keys, which is great. So not too many issues with that. In the audio you have different sliders for music, FX, ambient, voice and so on. Different presets for sound quality, which I have rarely seen in video games before. You have some game options, the online visibility of your games, your difficulty, dual dialogues, which I will come to later, it's a feature of this game, subtitles and, well, a bit more. But overall I would say this options menu is, well, it's enough for this game. I'm sure they could have added some more options for the video options, but it's really enough for this game, I believe. And I had prepared a nice save for you at an interesting part of the game, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on how you look at it, some patches were released in the past couple days. 2 shortly after one another. These patches made the save files incompatible. I actually redid the save after the first patch, but then the second came out and I kinda ran out of time, so we will start a new game for this demo. A new single player game to be exact. So we have a loading screen. Yes, and this is still a beta build, though it's the last beta build before it will be released, probably, if they don't release another patch, which I doubt. Alright. Yes, the game is played with 2 main characters, which you can customize. The first one has the default name of Scarlet. We can name her any way we want. Well, now I would have to think of a name. Let's just stick with Scarlet, shall we? Bit easier. And what you see right here is the global chat which was introduced. Everybody can say stuff in here. I don't know. I'm not going to ignore that. I'm not going to hide that. So, different classes in this game. Let's customize her so we can see the difference between each class. So each class starts out with different attributes and abilities. Each class has some talents and starting skills. Let's resize that. So for example, the ranger would have tactical retreat, ricochet, and ranged power stance. Different classes obviously come with different abilities, attributes and skills. That is rather standard for an RPG, I dare to say. The outfit of the characters also change, and for this I will go with a wizard as Scarlet, and we can also customize her appearance right here. We can toggle her clothing and to customize her body, and we can also choose a portrait, because in this game you can actually see a portrait of the characters and you can choose whatever you like. So I guess that one would suit the way she looks right now. We can choose a personality for the AI, that is if we play alone and we don't want to control. And I will go with random for this. I actually haven't tested this because it was introduced very recently, and we will see how this goes. We have different voices, and well, she is a wizard, so we'll go with a wizard voice. Voice acting they have promised to implement at release, so I don't think it is in right now, but yes, it was introduced very recently and they actually delayed the game launch 10 days to add all the voice acting. We can have different skin colors, whatever floats your boat. Let's just take Golden Touch, I believe that's the standard. We can have different hats, and obviously we can also change her hair. Color is also changeable, and this is the customization for her underwear. So that's the character customization. Obviously you can do the same with Roderick here, at least that's his default name. You could also play with 2 women or 2 men, but we'll stick with the default setup for now. Alright, he will be a knight. I am happy with that. Yes. Let's accept that and jump into the game. And actually, yes, no AI for him because I will control him. Yes, I am done with that. I'll skip that to not spoil your story. I'll do the same with most dialogues because, well, this game lives from its story and I don't want to spoil that at all. And I also don't want to spoil me when it comes out tomorrow, because I will probably be playing. Now, this is the world we were just put into, Sicil. We have our party right here, and we can click wherever we want to go. You cannot control them with WASD or anything. That is your control for the camera. So you can look a bit around without having to have your camera on your party all the time. Now, they actually promised to voice all this overhead text, so that will be probably added tomorrow. When we press Alt, we can highlight all the stuff that is lying around, and we have quite a few things right here, and we can basically pick them all up. So now we have collected a shell. That is great, isn't it? Now we have it right here. We can use it for whatever, or maybe we can't. It's rather useless, to be honest. We can also drop it again. Now, there are containers scattered all across the map in which we can find stuff. Here's a pier in there. Let's take that. Now, as you can see, we are in water. And do we have a spell for this? We may actually do. I want to show you something which makes this game special, which is basically the strong point of this game. You can combine all the elements with one another. Let's put a flare into the water and let's see if this works the way I hope it works. Yes, so we have just, well, boiled the water and a cloud of steam came from that. That way you can combine many different elements to interact with your world. And here someone jumped off a cliff, it seems. Now let's see. He has a journal with him. Great, what else? A rain scroll. That's also neat, let's take that. Now, that is also rather standard. You have spell books, which are used to learn a spell to cast at any time, and you have spell scrolls, which can be used at any time to cast a spell once, or however, how many scrolls you actually have. So that's also rather standard RPG stuff, I'd say. Now, he has a journal, let's read it. If you wish you can read that, but again, no spoiling the story from me. Now, what this did was it triggered a cooperative dialogue for the characters. Now we can talk to one another. This is a cooperative dialogue. It allows you to roleplay discussions between two main characters. So we played Roderick and we actually have given Scarlet an AI. Can you believe this? The man jumped off a cliff at the behest of some statues, of all things. Now we can decide what we want to say, and I dare to say that that is pure madness. And actually the AI personality doesn't seem to do anything, so, well, we can actually still choose the other side. So, Scarlet said pure madness, I agree with that. And that gave us to each of the characters a point towards pragmatic. That is the dialogue system that they sought for this game. This game actually also features a cooperative multiplayer, so in there you could actually discuss with your friends or whomever you play with. More containers right here. You can also move these containers, which can be used to, well, build traps or prepare ambushes for enemies. And we will actually head into our first combat right here. And something just happened to the saint. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe it's my headphones, I don't know. I'll see that in the recording. Alright, our first combat awaits. Curse upon them, source hunters. Secure the stone. Alright, our first combat. So, this guy right here will give us some enemies, and here they spawn. Combat is turn-based, yes it is. Now, give me the combat please. Yes. So, yes, as the game just told us, we can hover with control pressed over a target, and we can see that this cursed servant is level 1. It has an attitude of -15 towards us, 12 health points, and, well, we don't know much more. And now we can actually do stuff to it. I have actually a plan for this, so Scarlet will cast this oil puddle to here. This can be ignited later on. This will give this lieutenant the attribute slowed, so he can't move that fast. And, well, now we can ignite this oil puddle a bit later on, but we don't have enough mana to do that right now, so we will just wait for now. Roderick right here will be a battering ram and ram these away. So these are down and no issue anymore. Now, Scarlet right here will cast a flare into the oil puddle, which ignited it. Now the cursed lieutenant is burning and will slowly drop his HP to 0. That is basically a practical use for this system with the different elements. Now he is not yet dead, so we'll just cause another missile at him, and he is gone. So that was the first combat. This makes the combat, well, you have to think about your different steps, and that is where the tactical combat is an extra advantage over anything else. They also dropped some loot, let's pick that up. And they came out of this dungeon. Let's head in, shall we? Alright, now we have a chest right here. And here is something where the game actually gives us different approaches. You could either find a key, learn your lockpicking ability so you could actually open this lock without anything else but a lockpick, or the way we are going to do it, we will cast some damage upon this chest to just break it open. A not so very elegant approach, but it works. So a poison arrow was in there, and now it's ours. That is, in my opinion, also the strongest point of this game. It gives you the game gives you the ability to, well, choose your own way to play. It doesn't force a single way upon you. You can experiment and find different ways of doing stuff. Now we have a, well, not a puzzle but a tutorial right here that we can move stuff around as I showed you earlier. And right here is a mine. Now we need to find out a way how to deal with it. I am going to just, yes, I know, thank you game. I will just cast another flare up on it and we'll just explode that thing. There is a small potion in there. Alright, and we already see a tomb chest key right here. That sounds like it could be useful. Maybe it's this right here. Let's unlock it. Yes, it was. So there's another scroll. So one, it's basically, well, a spell we can use at one time, as I told you earlier. And there are some mushrooms. Great. Pick that up and open this stuff. Take that. Now, here we have lockpicks. With these lockpicks we could attempt to unlock this chest, but I'll quickly show you. Unfortunately, Scarlet doesn't have the lockpicking ability, so she is useless as lockpicking. So is Roderick, so we cannot lockpick this chest. I will talk a bit more about this menu in a few minutes when we have actually leveled up. I hope that we level up. I don't know. We will see. Now let's see. I've spotted something. Yes, this is another ability. Perception. That will reveal secrets such as this button. Let's press it and see them open. We have found a hidden door. Here is another thing. Another locked door. And we will just use the tactic from earlier. Let's burn that thing down. The weapons actually feature well, damage, so if you just go ahead and bash this door with your sword, it will take damage and eventually break. That is why I'm using the spells, so my weapons don't take damage. Yes, so quick saving and quick loading is also rather important in this game, because, well, eventually you will have to try stuff over and over again until you think you've got the right way to approach it. Now we have water here. Here we actually have two ways to approach this already. We found a rain scroll, we actually have two of them, and we can just make it rain in here. Or there are conveniently placed water barrels at this burning area, and we can shoot it. Yes, my skill has to recharge right there. So, that is one gone, yes. Alright, to speed things a bit up, I will just use this right here and cast some rain. This should extinguish the fire. Should. Why is it not working? Perhaps I have actually failed right here. Shameful me. Let's just continue with our flares. And that was actually terribly. That is rather weird. I would have guessed that it would extinguish these flames. Oh well. Now, this steam you could also use. I believe you can electrify it if you have anything to do that, but I don't have any spells to any electrical spells, so nothing I can do right now. Here is another chest. Yes, and there is a mine right there and a trap disarm toolkit. Yes, but let's just use the good old way of exploding nothing. It works quite well. Now let's head down here. And poison can be cleared with fire. And as you can see, it actually makes this thing explode. Now, behind this awaits us another chest of loot. It's another key. Great. This unlocks this door and we can head on. Well, stuff I don't like about this game. This is actually rather hard, and I have to warn you, I might be biased. I was one of the Kickstarter backers, so perhaps it's not... I might not be as, well, unbiased as I should be, but I try to be as objective as I can. And this is another puzzle. The poison comes from these weird thingies, and when you put something on it, it will just stop spawning the poison. And we have a 40 scroll right here. Let's grab that and head on. If it's something I don't like, it's probably this effect. It sometimes doesn't work that well. Sometimes it can be still a bit hard to spot your characters even though the wall disappears right there. But usually it works quite well. So we can split our party. Let's take Scarlet and enable... we can... oh, yes, and I have failed right there. I am very sorry for that. I suck today. We could have, well, took a stealthy approach at them and then just cast the fire spell when they weren't expecting anything, but I screwed up. So we have to fight right here. And they are on fire and I can't do anything with Roderick without endangering him. So this is purely ranged now. We have to move a bit forwards. The combat is based on action points and each action takes up some action points. Now let's attack him. That should deal with him. Great. If I didn't fail to sneak, we could actually have eavesdropped on a dialogue between them, which is rather funny, or yes. But as you can see, I have split the party up now. I can control Roderick and Scarlet independently now. So he can go over here, extinguish these candles, while Scarlet moves over here and does stuff. Whatever she wants to do. So here we have another puzzle, not too hard, but it is the tutorial dungeon after all. We just move the things on the pressure plates and the door will open. Let's bring Roderick back to the party and he will join us again. Now. Oh, here is some stuff we can take. Let's just quickly grab everything. Because we just pick everything up and carry it around for the rest of the game. That is how we do it in RPGs. Now here we have another, well, not trap, but unlink, will you? Thank you. Which is also not too hard. This will open this door, he can go through, and everything is great again. Now, another combat sequence. Yes, it saves. Let's head into the combat. Oh, I believe you can actually talk him down, let's try that. That's also an option that I really enjoy. You can try to take different approaches for every enemy and talk them down. No, the options are not always obvious, so you have to reload if you really want to do that, if you believe you screwed up. But that just adds to the feeling of, well, to the overall feeling of the game. A living rat dares disturb the slumber of the dead. A thieving fool insults the sanctity of the grave. The bloodstone defiler. Where is it? Who are you, Bloodstone? I don't know what you mean. Yes, I'll take my... And we have to fight him. Okay. And he spawns more minions. Great. Now... How many health points does he have? 16. How much damage do I deal with this? Let's do this. This will hopefully set him on fire. Or even destroy him. That's great. Yes, now we take a bit of damage. He missed. And let's ram them both. We are out of action points, so nothing we can do now. And let's cast a flare up on him. We are again out of action points, and we... No, don't do that. Yes, that is another point I would say is not... could be improved. Sometimes it is just too easy to click on something else and then your character will walk over, which will cost you massive amounts of action points. It can be quite frustrating at times. Now, he is dead, but unfortunately he still has a ghost. Yes. Now what do we do with a ghost? We will set him on fire again. And we get a painting of a rooster. That sounds like epic loot. Let's move on. This game is developed by Larians Studios. The people... damn it. I rocked right into the next fight. Okay. Actually, can we unlink her and just... Yes, we can. So we'll just leave Rotting right there, talking with them a bit and go explore with Scarlet, because I wanted to show you something. Yes, we have discovered a waypoint. Waypoints are the way of quick travel, and a shovel is right here. Let's pick it up. Yes, and around here is another neat thing. Yes, developed by Larian Studios, those awesome people who brought us previous Divinity games and the rather good strategy game Dragon Commander. And right here we have a talking shell. let's talk with it, and we get exploration points for stuff. Alright, who are you? Yes. Yes, I don't want to spoil the story for you. Yes. Let's just put her in, or it into the sea. Yes. And we got some loot for this, that is great. Jeweler's ring, jeweler's kit, ring. Alright, and some gold. Gold is always good. Let's head back and join Roderick, shall we? And when you press Alt, you can actually see how many different items just scattered around that, well, you will probably ignore, but they are around. Which I enjoy very much because it just gives you things to do, and may they be just so stupid. And here is a use for the shovel right here. Let's dig this up. This is actually used, you actually need perception for this, I believe. And another chest. Great. So let's link our parties together. And now we have, yes. Now let's leave, and we have now a choice. We can either have them basically arrest us and bring us to the city, or we can fight them. Good. Alright, Roderick just gained a level, and I can show you this dialogue now. So, we again have our different attributes we already see in the character creation, and each attribute is used for different stuff. So strength is for melee based combat, which he primarily does. Constitution is vitality points, speed, perception, all different things. And I will actually put a point into strength for him, and I will put another point into lockpicking, so now we can actually attempt to pick locks with Roderick. That is a rather useful spell to have, and let's move on. They will just follow us around now. Oh, and what is this? It is a raging battle. Let's join them. Well, they just disappeared, haven't they? Ah. Alright. Those cowards flee from the battle. Another thing that they did rather well is that they put save points before the fights and points where you can actually die, so you don't have to remember to quick save every second. Now, let's go into battle. Fight. Yes, let's fight. Oh, and Scarlet just leveled up too. So this guy right here is conveniently placed near an oil barrel. Let's ignite that. That will teach him. The key point to these fights is to observe your battlefield and react to the different things you can do. Alright, so we are out of action points for Scarlet. He will attack us and he hits. That is never good, but alright. Now, let's send Roderick down here. Or can I charge to him? No. That is too far away. Now let's hope he don't get burned. He is burning. Ah, dang it. Shouldn't have tried to cut that corner. And you actually have to watch each and every step of the AI that is with you in the fight, which can be kind of boring, but well, that is another point I'd have to criticize about this game. Let's cast another flare at this guy. Now he is burning. Ugh. Yes. Okay, that was not so good. The almighty RNG decided that we should miss that, and Roderick is about to die if this continues. This is not too good. Now what will we do? We will move a bit in this direction and cast an oil puddle beneath this orc, so we can ignite him next round. Poor Roderick is about to die, but he defeated him. That's great. Let's heal ourselves so we actually survive. That's more like it. Alright. So, combat is done. And the last thing I wanted to show you is, well, is actually a quest. And here is another chest right here, but we will ignore that for the second now. So we have a burning ship right here. How do we rescue this ship? Well, let's use a rain scroll. And we just saved the ship. Great, isn't it? And we can see the global chat is nice. They actually promised to add a word filter, so there's nice. The people will probably be kept out soon. Now that's me done with the actual gameplay. Now I have to deliver you my opinion of this game, where I have to stay unbiased, which is hard. I have to say that, but I will try my best. Well, this is by no means a full-blown review. I don't know the full game because, well, I only played the early access game that was given to Kickstarter backers, so I only got to play the first couple of hours. But I believe this is a good RPG, but it is about an RPG, and so it's not a game for most people. If you are into Skyrim, that doesn't automatically mean you will enjoy this game. Skyrim has more focus on, for example, action, and is first person. Here you have a strong focus on the lore, actual tactics, and a slower paced movement. You have to think before you act, and that's not what most people or many people want in video games, I believe. You must take your time to get into the lore of the game, which will take a couple of hours, and finishing this game will also take quite a few hours, because the developers said that this game will be about 100 hours, which is nowadays a massive game. And you need to spend this time if you want to get your money's worth. But if you are willing to spend your time on this game, and you want to get into the lore, into the tactics, into the different things you can do in this game, then I believe this game is awesome. You have so much freedom in this game. It's rare nowadays, but you can just solve problems in any way you want to. And another thing that is rather great about this game is mods. You can actually download mods. It will feature Steamworks integration, but mods can also be shared on other ways. And the developers will actually release the engine toolkit they used to create this game, so we'll have access to the same tools the developers used to create the main story. Means you can create your very own game, and for no extra charge at all. Currently the developers are even considering if they want to let users monetize their mods, but that is currently, well, not decided. The downsides of this game, well, obviously it can be a huge time sink, I believe, and the controls are sometimes a bit clunky when you just click the thing you don't want to click, but on the other hand, you have your time to make your decision, so you can actually aim with your mouse. That is not a huge issue. Overall, I really enjoy this game. I can only recommend it. So if you are into real RPGs where you have to think, then you may want to check this game out. That was the Weird German, and I'm done for the day. I hope you enjoyed this. Auf Wiedersehen!